Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I am checking out the Beatles. This song is Blackbird for the first time ever. I haven't heard this song before, so I wanted to check it out. It was one highly recommended. Some Beatles songs I've heard through either reaction or just because the Beatles were larger than life. Actually, I never even knew that it was the Beatles who did Twist and Shout. That's kind of crazy, actually. It's like I was like, what? That's their joint? That's wild. Anyways, yeah, man. I don't know if my parents ever had a Beatles album. My dad maybe had a record, but I never had a Beatles album. They didn't play it, which is kind of crazy. I don't think they had a Beatles album. I'm so trying to get my dad on the show because I just want to ask him, pick his brain about, certain things. Because there are certain things he's like, I think he was a B.B. King fan. He definitely liked jazz, funk, and soul, But when I was being brought up, they listened to a lot of Christian music and gospel music, I remember the OJs, a lot of the OJs. Anyways, Blackbird, we're checking this out for the first time, man. If you're here for that, like, share, comment, subscribe, and welcome back to the channel.
They tease him a lot, black peas on the spot. Welcome back, 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 welcome back. 40.
All right, let me get this logo down and pull the video up. Don't forget to support the original content on the channel. If you want to check out my other channel, Pegasus versus the World, over there, I've been doing some travel vlogs and some movie reactions. But over here is where I do all the music and the music reactions. If you guys want access to the reactions early, there's a link in the description to our membership that gives you early access. I try to update it every single day. And there's a big catalog of reactions that haven't been, released to the public yet. Anyways, thank you. Thank you for your support, just in general. I don't care if you just hit a like, a comment, whatever. If you just hit play on this video, thank you for that. Also, big shout out to all the members on the channel for helping me keep the lights on. And let's get this popping. I'm watching this from the Beatles official YouTube channel, so please go over there and listen to this without me, stream their music, all that stuff. This is a reaction video. I'm going to push pause, interrupt, give commentary, break it down, stuff like that. Just meaning what I'm doing is not a substitute for the original content. So I would love for you guys to go support the original content where you're supposed to, the way it was intended, and all that good stuff. Anyways, let's get this one going. This is Blackbird. Now, this has been remastered in 2009, but let's see what they're talking about. Blackbird.
Blackbird singing in the
It's funny because being in the studio, that's just sounds like a metronome. They just kept the metronome going when you're recording that. That's exactly the sound of the metronome we use when it counts in like 4 or 8 bars depending on what you set it.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird.
So this is actually kind of crazy. Hearing this song out of everything that I've heard from the Beatles so far, this is folk. Like this is like I'd be at like, yo, this is hardcore folk music, campfire music. It's extremely different from a lot of the stuff I've heard from the Beatles. A lot of their stuff, they've ranged from like some stuff where I was like, oh, this is like a rock song. This is like, an abstract lyric song. But all of their stuff is infused with a lot of a melodic purpose from the singing to the playing. And this is so stripped down and bare bones. And they make it work. Or it sounds like it's just Paul McCartney. Hmm. I don't know what it is. I'm tripping out because, this is me coming off of my reaction to Imagine by John Lennon. And if I'm being completely honest with you, the messaging and conceptuality of the writing here reminds me of that. Like there's a purpose here. First, I was just listening to it, Blackbird. But then when he said sunken eyes, like birds don't really have sunken eyes, do they? They might. I'm not no damn veterinarian. I don't know. But that's reminiscent of crying, of a soul breaking. Your eyes are sunken. You've been through some hardships. That's what I took from that. And then I started seeing the blackbird as a symbol. If I listen to this song and start thinking of the blackbird as a symbol, it changes the whole dynamic of the song and where it goes. So again, going to the conceptuality and the nature of like Imagine by John Lennon. And I don't know if I should be comparing that. I just recently, that was probably like one of my most inspired reactions as of late. Like it was extremely, I don't know, it just, when it challenges your belief system and the way you interpret things, that's good. That's what art's supposed to do. It's supposed to give you a little pushback from time to time. Sometimes it's all, flowers and rainbows, but then sometimes, art can challenge you, right? Anyways, there's something to the lyrics here. Like if I turn the blackbird to a symbol, it has like a relevancy, like when I think of John Lennon's lyrics, Imagine. Now, let's not pander. I don't want to pander. I want to just be forthright with you. Sonically, there's no comparing. Like Imagine is just out of this world sonically. I like this, but I don't love it. But so the singing is what I'm really into. Like the da 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 da. Like like I'm not head over heels musically for this, if I'm being honest. Right? It's cool. But then Paul McCartney's voice, I believe that's Paul, just takes me. It's like kind of takes me on the ride. But then I start getting into the lyrics, and I don't know. I feel like it was almost set that way so I could have more of a intimate relationship with the lyrics to maybe uncover something. I could be reaching. Could be this dude might have seen a crow out of his window and wrote a song, I could be absolutely reaching and being out of pocket. Let me bring it back a little bit. It's only a 2-minute song. Let me vibe for a little bit and see if anything, I don't know, something about the sunken eyes, it made me realize, because you say blackbird rise and stuff, you're just like thinking of taking flight. But when you said sunken eyes, that's when I was like, oh, the blackbird's a symbol. The blackbird's a symbol of something.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly, blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
My favorite part of the song is actually this part, the way he's singing this arise at the very end.
You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
I don't know, something about that moment that just totally captivates me at the end. I went from like, yeah, this is like musically, I'm not loving it, but that part I actually love. Like at the very end, the birds singing and him just, I don't know. I think this concept of ascension and rising above the bullshit is very powerful, extremely powerful. It's funny because there's so we talk about this concept. I've said it before, and it comes up on special moments like this where we talk about simplicity being the highest form of sophistication. And there's something about the minimalness of the track, the vocals, everything, that at the end it just arise. Like I don't know, it's extremely special. And then when you think of this black bird as being a symbol of anything or anyone who's been battered, bruised, abused, broken, right? Broken wings, learn to fly. It's almost like you've been mangled, but if you can get your stuff together, you can learn to fly again, right? Like it doesn't have to be the end for you. If you're in an abusive relationship, whatever it may be, you know, anything. Like if the blackbird just symbolizes being broken and battered, but but still being beautiful because you're a bird. You're like what, like humans, we have this weird thing in the back of our brain. We have dreams about it. Like we want to fly. We want to fly. And in our dreams, sometimes that's the place you can fly. And you're like, whenever you have those real vivid, lucid dreams of flying, and you're like, oh my God, in that moment, I felt so free. There's something about the beauty of birds, and we've always looked at birds like, oh, it's so cool that they can fly. Hence why we created airplanes and stuff like that and try to, Anyway, regardless of being broken to your very last, thing, it's trying to learn to fly with those broken wings and overcome whatever you've been through. If the blackbird was just a symbol of being broken and being at your worst or being in the gutter and trying to arise from that, I think the concept of this is great. Um, I think of all the different things people have had to overcome in just in their lives or in history and stuff like that. And, knowing that a lot of these artists from this era would talk about the war, talk about civil rights. There's so many different places this could go. I just don't want to be reaching because there is a part where this is like he could have been inspired by seeing a blackbird one day, do something. I have no clue, but I don't know. There's two moments in this song that made me think that the blackbird is more of a symbol than anything. The sunken eyes is when I first was like, oh, hold on. Sunken eyes refers to crying. Now I go back to the broken part, the broken wings, the sunken eyes, and then the free. You were born to be free or set free. And this concept, I think, dwells within the heart of all men and women in general, of freedom, independence, being truly free. We all seek that, like breaking free from the matrix, breaking out of our shackles, slaves being freed, like running free, like freedom reign. Americans, we want to be free from this, that, and the other. There's all these different things. So when I hear free, my mind explodes into the different dimensions of where it goes. And that's when I'm just like looking at a bird. And even sometimes we look at wild horses as being free, right? But looking at birds, we've always considered birds, this represent, even America with the bald eagle, this representation of freedom, right? Being able to fly gives you this unique freedom that, everyone who's stuck on the ground doesn't have. So I think the conceptual nature of this, even though it is simple, I'm not trying to make this complicated. It's not complicated. I think he could have wrote this about an actual bird. He could have wrote this about something he actually saw in real life that made him want to think about someone rising above the chaos. But what comes out third is this concept of the simplicity of even if you're broken, battered, or bruised, or at your lowest point, if you can mend yourself, you can fly again and you can truly be free. And I'm rooting for you. Rise above, rise above. That's what I'm hearing here. So I could be tripping. That's kind of crazy because these dudes were very pop friendly. They made pop masterpieces, especially for the times, you know, even stuff that stands up till today. So hearing this from back then is kind of wild because me personally, like when I think of this, I think of like as a reference, not a comparison. I think of like Simon and Garfunkel, right? And in my opinion, most of the stuff I've heard from Simon and Garfunkel, I would like a little more than this, right? Musically, the way Simon and Garfunkel delivered Bridge Over Troubled Water, The Boxer, stuff like that. I like better. Sound of Silence, better than Blackbird. But this like philosophical thing going on in Blackbird is the Blackbird actually being a symbol. If that's truly what is here, if I'm touching on something that's truly here, conceptually, this is up there with one of the better songs I've heard. So, anyways, you guys let me know, man. I don't know everything from the Beatles. There's a lot that I haven't heard. I don't know if I should keep checking it out. You guys let me know in the comments. I really enjoyed this and the sentiment of Blackbird. And if there was more of a meaning to it, just go crazy. I could look it up, but let's go crazy in the comments, have a conversation, and keep the channel going. I appreciate you guys listening to me babble a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, go listen to this song on the Beatles YouTube channel. That's where I listen to this from. Also stream their music. Remember, what I'm doing is never a substitute. You know, I'm always going to be talking and, you know, reacting, but I do love it when you guys support the original. So I'll see you guys on the next one.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ, boy.